Grundig is a brand that we have covered before on our channel, but beside our reviews, we also had a chance to test a total of 6 of their models in the last couple of years. Once a legendary German brand founded in 1945 that was well regarded among the audio and video enthusiasts, has since 2007 been owned by the Turkish Arçelik. The new mother company has since then been on a mission of making devices that would be worthy of the reputation that Grundig has been building for over 6 decades at that point. And we have to give them credit, as each of those 6 models that we've tested showed a clear improvement in terms of design, quality and software over the previous one, which shows that the company, which also owns a well-known Beko brand, obviously cares about raising the Grundig branded devices to a level that they deserve by name and tradition. This time we got to test another new model from Grundig's Nano UHD TV series named GHU 8590, which seems to continue this trajectory. This is a mid-range Android TV with an affordable price, featuring some interesting solutions and added features available in 50 and 55-inch diagonals, at least in our domestic market. Let's see what this TV has to offer. In terms of design, Grundig has kept it simple but effective this time. The panel, which has a few millimeters of margin around the part of the screen that displays the image, is surrounded by a one-piece thin frame covering the top and the sides. Interestingly, the frame is black on the front side, so it would blend with the panel's margin and create a visually better impression, but it is gray on the outside, giving the appearance of aluminum, although it is made of plastic. Below the panel there is a same color strip with only a discrete Grundig logo. To complete the black-gray combo look, the manufacturer has also opted for a metal stand in the same style, consisting of 2 black steel pieces that attach to the TV's underside, and a U-shaped square profile aluminum rail, which serves as the base of the stand. The rail is thin enough to give the TV a modern look, especially combined with the black brackets, and yet robust enough to provide the necessary stability. A very nice solution that we haven't seen in this form before. As for the back of the TV, it mostly consists of an embossed metal profile that provides excellent rigidity to the TV, with a plastic cover in the middle that hides the electronics and connectors. All connectors are arranged in 2 sections on the left side of the TV when viewed from the front. The smaller one, which is accessible from the side for easy access, holds only the most basic connectors: one HDMI, one USB, a headphone output, and a CI Plus slot. The larger section is oriented downward and contains 2 more HDMI ports, one USB with 1 ampere current for connecting external hard drives, antenna and satellite connectors, optical audio output, and local area network and service ports. HDMI ports are rated as HDMI 2.1, although the only supported function outside of the 2.0 standard is the EARC on HDMI 1. Auto low latency mode and variable refresh rate are not available, and the panel's refresh rate is 60 Hz. As for the input lag, it is quite decent, measured at 10 milliseconds. Regarding the picture, Grundig GHU 8590 is equipped with a 4K resolution VA panel with a direct LED backlight, so a relatively common combo. What is uncommon is the technology that Grundig calls Nano UHD Plus, which is actually a name for a filtering layer similar to Quantum Dot, only not licensed but developed by Grundig itself or whoever manufactured the panel, something like what LG does with its NanoCell. The subjective visual impression that we got from this model is very good in terms of color vibrancy, similar to what we see from Quantum Dot, so it would be fair to say that Nano UHD Plus definitely does its job, which is a significant advantage in the class of relatively affordable models. Now, although this is an 8-bit plus FRC panel, the color gamut coverage is slightly narrower than the Quantum Dot average, with a measured 79.8% of DCI-P3 spectrum. For comparison, the least we've seen on a Quantum Dot panel is around 82%, which is not a significant difference, although they do go over 95% on the high-end models. In any case, Nano UHD Plus combined with a VA panel with a very respectable static contrast, which we've measured at about 5300:1 in all picture modes, leaves a very good visual impression, especially for this class, so we trust that the users are likely to enjoy what they get. The viewing angles are average for this type of panel, while the uniformity is likely the weakest point of this model, with a lot of brightness variations and the dirty screen effect. The black level is quite decent for a VA panel, while the maximum brightness is measured at 431.7 nits, which is the maximum in both SDR and HDR content. So, as expected in this range, there is no true HDR, but you can expect a very good SDR display and a decent reproduction of HDR content with support for Dolby Vision and HDR10+ formats. The TV is equipped with an ambient light sensor, but the manufacturer does not mention support for Dolby Vision IQ and HDR10+ adaptive, which might be too much to expect. Speaking of brightness and black level, local dimming is not supported, despite there being a menu option called micro dimming. In fact, that option only deals with subtle software contrast adjustments of the image, so it seems that this feature is more meant to be there as a badge for product marketing purposes than for actual user benefit. As for other image processing options, the most significant for users will undoubtedly be the MEMC or motion processing, which is an always welcome feature, especially on reasonably priced models. Its implementation is simplified for users, so instead of sliders you get simple low, medium and high presets to control the level of smoothness you want. Low provides a relatively natural cinematic look but with less stutter, and on high there is no noticeable soap opera effect, but smoothness is noticeably higher. We can't say that it is a top-notch MEMC, but it's better than expected and is satisfactory for its intended purpose. Other image processing options include the usual features like noise reduction, MPG artifact reduction, dynamic contrast, as well as blue light reduction and color gradient display enhancement. Speaking of colors, the factory calibration also seems to be improved compared to some previous models, with a minimum delta E deviation measured at reasonable 3.5 in movie mode. In addition to that, you'll have standard, energy-saving, vivid and game modes at your disposal, as well as filmmaker and PC modes, which are activated via separate options rather than chosen among other presets, which can confuse less experienced users. Filmmaker offers slightly lower precision at 4, but it is an overall excellent choice in terms of display quality. Of course, you can adjust and customize the picture with the usual options, but Grundig took the opportunity to introduce some innovation here. In their Picture Customizer application, you will be guided through a series of image choices with explanations, allowing you to easily adjust what you see to your liking. A very useful detail that deserves praise, and it is quite surprising that something like this hasn't already become a standard on all TVs. In addition to the more than solid picture for this class, the sound also leaves a similar impression with a surprisingly natural balance for a mid-range TV, without significant gaps or accents. True, there is not much bass because the frequency curve below 100 Hz drops very quickly to a minimum of 60, but despite that, the TV does not sound thin, but just enough for a favorable impression and a decent experience for watching movies and listening to music. Interestingly, Grundig has implemented something similar for sound as they did for the pictures, so you can use the Tone Master application to improve the sound to your liking. The TV will measure the response of the left and right channels relative to the specific room through the microphone on the remote control and adjust it. Then it will offer you a series of choices that allow you to fine-tune what you hear. The result is an even more convincing sound, so another compliment to Grundig for the additional effort they put into developing such tools. As usual, you can also adjust the sound by choosing one of the predefined modes, as well as tune it with a 5-band equalizer. Sound options also include surround processing and Dolby processing, including Dolby Atmos. Sound is produced by a stereo pair of 10-watt speakers that are not very loud but have adequate volume for an average room. In terms of smart features, the Grundig GHU 8590 relies on the Android platform, specifically version 11 of Google TV. Apart from the additional applications developed by Grundig, the interface is almost exactly as Google envisioned, which is currently at a very high level in terms of user experience and much better than some earlier Android TV versions. The platform has visibly improved, so now everything is a bit prettier and polished, more intuitive, and far ahead of other smart TV platforms in terms of app and game support. Practically everything you might need on a TV is there, including all relevant video and audio services, TV provider apps, and things like Kodi, Steam Link and the like, that you can find on other platforms. In addition, there are excellent Android games that are significantly better than what the competition offers. Speaking of games, the Grundig GHU 8590 is powered by a quad-core MT7632 hardware platform that we've seen on many TVs in recent years, with Mali G52 graphics, 2GB of RAM and 8GB of storage memory. Performance in demanding 3D games is not great, probably due to the lower processor clock, although less demanding games work quite well, as does the interface itself. Google TV also offers Chromecast for easy content sharing, Google Voice Assistant that works in multiple languages for content discovery or smart home device control, and Ambient Mode, which can display images from your gallery or classic paintings with descriptions if you want to learn about art history while not using the TV. In addition to the aforementioned Grundig applications, it is worth mentioning easy satellite installation for those who watch satellite programs, which makes setup easier, as well as Grundig Smart Remote, which will guide you through the installation of the mobile app for TV control, offering all the essential functions without the need for a physical remote. As for the remote control that comes with the TV, it is the same model we've seen on previously tested Grundig TVs, with a specific but convenient boomerang shape, interestingly designed buttons for changing channels and volume, and generally very good short travel buttons with clear click and a multitude of shortcuts for all essential functions. All in all, the Grundig GHU 8590 is a well-rounded TV for its price range, which is around €425 for the 50-inch version and €510 for the 55-inch version. It offers very good picture quality with high contrast, quantum dot alternative and MEMC, as well as decent sound and polished version of the Android platform. These are, after all the things that will matter to most users in everyday use. There are some minor shortcomings, primarily in terms of panel uniformity and 3D performance, but they are certainly not enough to spoil the overall good impression, especially considering the device's price and class. Grundig is clearly continuing on an upward path, and this model is improved in every segment compared to previous models, which is nice to see. That's all for our impressions. Please share your thoughts on the Grundig GHU 8590 in the comments below this video. Click a like if you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe to Bench House for more tech content. My name is Ian and I'll see you next time.